Welcome to The Best, where we find the best product in its category. On this episode, we're looking for the best noise-canceling wireless headphones. I'm Ayaz Akhtar with our expert David Carnoy. We're going to judge these headphones on 5 different criteria. Let's start by introducing the competitors. The Jabra Elite 85H, Bose noise-canceling headphones 700, Bang & Olufsen Beoplay H9, Sony WH-1000X Mark III, and Sennheiser Momentum 3 Wireless. Now, David, why are these the ones we're choosing from?
Because they would be the ones that I would be choosing from. These are all premium models. They all cost $300 or more. It's obviously pretty expensive. There are several others that cost a little bit less, but these really are the best of the best right now anyway.
All right, our first round is noise canceling. Let's explain how noise canceling headphones work. Now, these headphones have microphones on them to hear sounds around them. That sound is analyzed, and then the headphones produce their own noise to cancel out the external noise. Okay, David, how did our competitors fare?
These are all really good at noise canceling. Some are slightly better. We gave this round to the Bose partially because not only does it do the noise canceling of the sound around you while you're listening to your music, but when you're making calls, the noise reduction on this is really great. You can make calls on these in noisy environments. Not all of these can do that.
When it comes to different environments like a droning airplane or let's say the intermittent noise of a city, did any one of these fare better in a different environment?
The Bose might be slightly more tuned to airplane noise, but right now these are all, some of them have, they adjust on the fly to the environment you're in. The Sony does that. I personally don't like it that much because sometimes you hear a little thing that goes off in the headphones when it makes a switch to a new form of noise canceling. So I tend to go with a fixed level of noise canceling whenever I can. In terms of the pecking order of these, again, there are slight differences. I would say the Sony and the Bose are at the top, and then you have the other ones just a touch down with some small variations in terms of the noise canceling.
So the winner of this round is the Bose because of its noise reduction for making calls. That's top notch. But you might be wondering, why are we listening to this guy anyway? What does this guy know about headphones? Here's why.
David Carnoy, executive editor. He's been with CNET for almost 20 years. He reviews headphones, earbuds, portable audio products, e-readers, mobile accessories, and more. David was a key figure in founding CNET's Consumer Electronics Review program in 2000. They even call him Wireless Dave. Outside of tech, David has written 3 mystery novels.
All right, you obviously know what you're talking about. Let's keep digging into your brain. Round 2, features. Headphones do a lot more than just making sound. Let's start with something like controls, because they each have controls on them.
3 of these have touch controls, the Sony, the Bose, as well as the Bang & Olufsen. Some people like that, some people don't. The Sennheiser and the Jabra have physical buttons. Some people like those physical buttons better. On the Sony, for instance, there was one small complaint that people had about it. In really cold temperatures, they were complaining that the controls actually didn't work. Now, the new Bose, we asked them about that. They claim that those touch controls will work in cold temperatures. I think everyone's now aware of that. But electronics do freeze up in really cold temperatures.
Do we have any unique features about any of these things? Because, I mean, they can't just be all the same, right?
A lot of them have adjustable levels of noise canceling. The Sennheiser has a new feature. It has a little piece of tile technology so that you can track it on your phone. So
it tiles a little Bluetooth tracker.
Yes.
So if you lose the device anywhere, other tile devices essentially create a network. So you can find this if you leave it on the subway, if you leave it on a train, if you leave it in your house somewhere.
And so obviously these are expensive headphones, could get stolen. All these have a transparency mode that allows ambient sound in. So there's noise canceling, but then you want the reverse sometimes. You want to be able to hear the outside world. The Bose has very natural transparency mode. It almost, when you put that on, it almost feels like you're
it's as if you took them off?
Yeah, it's as if you took them off.
Wow.
Sony has some very interesting features in terms of, it has a quick attention feature where you put your hand over the ear cup. Say you're on a plane talking to a flight attendant.
Yeah, so you can put it on
You're watching the movie, you want to talk for a second, it mutes your sound, and then you can talk to him or her. and then you let it go, and you're back to listening to your movie.
These devices, do they all use micro USB? Are they using wireless charging? How do you charge these guys?
These all use USB-C, which
that's so nice.
Which they all should, and that also there's also a quick charge feature in these, so you can charge them for 15 minutes, and in a lot of cases get a couple of hours of battery life. All of these get over 15 hours of battery life. Some of them do more. The Sony has probably the most hours. It's rated at 30 hours at moderate volume levels.
I mean, USB-C is really useful because if your phone already uses it, you don't need to have a special charger for these guys. That's great. When it comes to battery life, that's going to vary depending on how you use these things. So if you're listening to music really loudly, or you're listening to certain kinds of music, things will change by person and by music. And as David mentioned, all of these guys survive over 15 hours. So if you're worrying about battery life over time, that might change, but 15 hours when they're brand new, at least. And then you have quick charge on top of it.
Yeah, and one feature actually some people want is if the battery dies, will it still play music? And some of these certainly do that, including the new Bose. The other thing worth mentioning is these all could be wired headphones, and most of them work as a wired headphone if the battery dies, so you don't necessarily need power to listen to them. One of the other kind of convenience features with these is that some of them turn on automatically. For instance, when these fold up, the Sennheiser.
You could hear it saying a noise. What did it say?
It said power off.
Power off, okay.
Okay, and then when you go like that,
power on.
And the Jabras also do that when they fold flat, and then when you put them on, they automatically go on.
All right, so which one takes the cake when it comes to features?
We are giving it to the Bose by a nose.
Bose by a nose.
It does, again, it has adjustable levels of noise canceling. It also is the only one that has always on Alexa if you want it. That means that you can program it. You can choose between Google Assistant and Alexa, and you can either use a button if you want, or with Alexa anyway, not Google Assistant, you can say the wake word Alexa and talk to it, and it will respond. So it right now is the only headphone of these. On top of that, the Bose does have a little extra feature called Bose AR.
AR is an augmented reality?
Yes, the audio augmented reality. It's a new platform.
What does that even mean? Like, it can't show you images. It's going to augment your world somehow with your ears?
There's some apps. The idea is like if you would be out there in a foreign city, for instance, there'd be an app that would tell you what you're looking at. There's sensors that you can actually look at a building, and it would tell you exactly what you'd be looking at.
So like a guided tour through the app?
Yeah, I mean, there's other applications for that, but that's what Bose is. That's one of the easy things to understand. And again, that the ability, the noise reduction capabilities while you're making calls, and it being the best for making calls, we think. The Jabra is probably a close second. The Sony isn't quite as good for making calls. The Sennheiser's quite good. The Bang Olufsen's decent, but really it's the Bose and
Jabra second. And
Jabra makes, obviously, is known for its headset, so this is a very good headphone also for making calls. There's a feature called side tone that allows you to hear your voice in the headphones as you're talking. And
so you're not the person yelling when you have the headphones on? Is that what you're telling me? Wow.
So,
we need lots of people to get those then.
So the new Bose has that, Jabra has that, the Sennheiser has it as well. So that's a nice feature to have.
There's a lot of great features everywhere, but this round goes to Bose because it's packed with lots of useful features. It stays in the lead. Let's move on to round 3, which is comfort. What good are headphones if they hurt to wear? We asked a few people around the office to find out their first impressions of these headphones.
All right, Jabra, what you got?
Oh, this feels comfortable.
It feels pretty good.
Oh, but it is super comfortable, actually.
I've used Sony, a different model of Sony that are shaped similar to this. Yeah, this is pretty comfortable.
Also very comfy.
It feels good, lightweight.
I don't like the fit of this one.
I usually don't like round ear cups because they don't fit my ears right.
Definitely comfortable on the ears.
They're Bose headphones. They're comfortable.
Oh, this is nice. This is also less bulky.
This is like a Sennheiser. Nah, it's already too heavy.
Okay, these feel a little heavier.
If I had to choose one, I'll probably go with the Bose.
I'm down with the silver. I think Sony's gonna be my pick.
If I was to actually purchase headphones today, these would be it.
The Sony, because it's lighter and The cushion is the softest.
I think this one is the most comfortable and also one of the most beautiful ones.
Lots of different opinions with Sony getting the most votes, but you know, those people had a very limited time when it came to these headphones. David, how long do you wear them to find out how comfortable they are?
I mean, I certainly wear them for hours at a time. I'll wear one for a full day.
I'm going to try them on as you mentioned this.
And I even go on for a week or two, swapping between them. I personally don't have a problem with the comfort of any of these. They're all very comfortable headphones, but there are slight differences that might work better for one person or another.
These Sennheisers, I feel like I'm wearing those things you see from construction workers.
But they are built really well, and they have that iconic momentum design that a lot of people like. These are brand new to the market.
I'm going to pick up the Sonys to try how they feel. I like these. These feel light.
Until recently, what happened was you had a fight between the Sonys and the old Bose, which were the Quiet Comfort 35-2s, which have been on the market for a while. A lot of people still like that model. We didn't include it in this roundup, but it certainly is one of the best noise-canceling headphones. In terms of comfort, people think that, in some ways, is a little bit more comfortable than the new one. So that's why we're leaning towards the Sony as the most comfortable. It is the lightest. The Bose actually got slightly heavier than the Quiet Comfort 35 too. It does have that metal band, and it clamps down slightly more than the old model, and some people don't like it as firmly on their heads. Again, I didn't have a problem with it, but some people do.
The comfort round goes to Sony. Now what about sound quality? If you're wearing headphones, you want to hear your favorite music as clearly as possible. Now David, how do you test out sound quality? Are you listening to lossless files, streaming, what?
In a lot of cases, we're doing more real world, where we're doing Spotify at the highest level possible, Tidal. We also have about 20 tracks we listen to, a lot of A/B testing, where we're pulling one headphone off, and also some jury testing. So we have a few people listening to these. It's not just me, because I hear things a certain way. I have certain tastes in music. So then we come to some conclusions about the sound regarding that. So the issue with it, these all sound really good. I don't think anybody's going to be disappointed with the sound quality of any of these. There are slight differences and for instance, the Sony it's got more energy in the bass.
When you say energy in the bass, what does that mean?
It's got more oomph. It's well-defined bass, but it's got a little bit more kick to it. And for someone who listens to maybe hip hop and EDM, electronic dance
music,
I
always listen to, yeah.
That type of stuff, it's gonna feel more visceral. Weirdly, Bose is not associated necessarily with an audiophile type sound profile, but it's a very well balanced headphone, very clean sounding, clear, doesn't have as much energy in the bass. So it's better defined bass than in the previous model, the Quiet Comfort 35-2. Not everybody is gonna like that as much. The Sony's a little bit warmer headphone. Same goes for, I would say, the Sennheiser's, another great sounding headphone, a little bit more on the bass in terms of oomph to the bass. And then, you have the Bang & Olufsen. It has a little bit more detail in the...
So detail, you're hearing more treble, you're hearing the higher notes?
Yeah,
so
it might be, say you're listening more jazz and classical music.
Okay.
You want to hear the separation between the instruments, very clear separation. Something like the Bang & Olufsen or the Bose is probably going to give you a little bit better experience. These are all wireless headphones.
And there's a compromise with wireless compared to wired.
There's a compromise with both wireless and noise canceling. So you're degrading the sound quality a little bit with each. So
right, because you're adding the noise from the noise canceling on top of the audio you want to listen to in the first place. So you're not exactly getting the pure audio you would have gotten if you were like sitting at home in a quiet room with headphones on. All right, so which one of these has the best sound quality?
I'm going to give it to the Sony because...
Ooh, Sony coming back.
It's got a nice warm sound. It's kind of forgiving in terms of you can listen to a lot of genres of music, good detail. Again, a little bit more kick to the bass. That said, all these are a close second.
All right, Sony gets the win for this round. Now, let's not forget, these headphones are really great. All the sound is very good. It's very close, but we're here to find the best of the best. Let's see who walks away the winner. Time for round 5, and that's value. David, what does value mean to you?
I mean, I think it's bang for the buck. And when it comes to these, some of these models are very expensive. The Bang & Olufsen is $500.
That's $500.
It's $500. It is the 3rd generation of the headphone. Some of the earlier models, there was a previous H9 and there was an H9i. Those models actually sell for less. So if you really had your eye on this one, you could probably wait and it would come down a little bit in price. The Sennheiser is $400 and the Bose is $400. The Sony is at $350, but it's been around a while, so it's really come down to $300, and sometimes you'll even see it for a little bit less. As we're standing here today, the Jabra is on sale for $250. It's usually $300, but I also expect that to come down in price. But in terms of bang for the buck, because these are $100 less than the Bose, we're saying these have a little bit more bang for the buck right now.
These are the Sonys we're talking about. The Sony WH-1000X Mark III. That rolls off the tongue.
It is a great headphone.
After 5 rounds, the best noise-canceling wireless headphone overall is the Sony WH-1000X Mark III. David, let's recap. What makes the Sonys the best of the best?
Obviously a great sounding headphone, probably the most comfortable, nice feature set. It also delivers the most bang for the buck at this point.
All right, thank you to David, everyone who tried on the headphones, and you great viewers. Let us know what you think of the results. Your voice is important, and make sure to subscribe so you can see more. In upcoming episodes, we'll be talking about smart speakers, televisions, earbuds, and more. Let us know in the comments what products you want us to check out. From all of us here, we wish you the best.